good evening, hello, whatever time of day it is. It's Athena here, and I'm really excited because I have started, this is the first video of me starting something I've really been wanting to do for a while, which is a book club. So I wanted to do this live every Sunday, but I am not going to do that for a multitude of reasons. I am just going to be reading the assigned reading and then coming here and discussing it with you guys, girls, with whoever you are. And so this is the book. You can find this book on Amazon for $7.99, $7.09, something like that. It is Women Who Run with the Wolves, Myths and Stories of the Wildwoman Archetype, Clarissa Pinkola Estes, PhD. So I just want to kind of read all of the reviews and little things about the book, tell you what I'm feeling and why I picked this book, and then read some of the introduction to you because I personally hate reading the introduction of a book. So if you skip the introduction, which I totally and utterly, completely do not shame you for that, then you will at least have some knowledge of the introduction of the book, and I am going to do something I really do not like doing for you lovely people. All right, so 2 years on the New York Times bestseller list, the million-copy bestseller. A deeply spiritual book, she honors what is tough, smart, and untamed in women. She venerates the female soul. The Washington Post Book World. Women Who Run with the Wolves isn't just another book. It is a gift of profound insight, wisdom, and love, an oracle from one who knows. Alice Walker. Within every woman, there is this is the summary. Within every woman, there lives a powerful force, filled with good instincts, passionate creativity, and ageless knowing. She is the wild woman who represents the instinctual nature of women, but she is an endangered species. In Women Who Run with the Wolves, Dr. Estes unfolds rich intercultural myths, fairy tales, and stories, many from her own family, in order to help women reconnect with the fierce, healthy, visionary attributes of instinctual nature. Yes! Through the stories and commentaries in the remarkable book, we retrieve, examine, love, and understand the wild woman and hold her against our deep psyche as one who is both magic and medicine. Dr. Estes has created a new lexicon for describing the female psyche. Fertile and life-giving, it is a psychology of women in the truest sense, a knowing of the soul. Whew. Oh, let's talk about that, knowing of the soul, yes. This volume reminds us that we are nature for all our sophistications, that we are still wild, and the recovery of this vitality will itself set us right in the world. You know what is so funny? I have an issue reading out loud. I don't know why, and I forget that until I start reading, and something about it is just I don't know what it is. I just my brain starts going other places, and I'm trying to read, and then I'm thinking about, so maybe this is good for me. I am grateful to Women Who Run with the Wolves and to Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes. The work shows the reader how glorious it is to be daring, to be caring, and to be a woman. Everyone who can read should read this book. Maya Angelou. Done. Oops. So, yeah, that is, an inspiring book, The Vitamins for the Soul. Women Who Are Cut Off from Their Intuitive Nature, San Francisco Chronicles. stands out from the pack, a joy and sparkle in the prose. This book will become a Bible for women interested in doing deep work. It is a roadmap of all the pitfalls, those familiar and those horrifically unexpected, that a woman encounters on the way back to her instinctual self. Wolves is a gift. Los Angeles Times. A mesmerizing voice, dramatic storytelling she learned at the knees of her immigrant aunts. Newsweek. Okay, there are a lot of reviews in here. I don't think we need to read all these, especially because they're all kind of saying the same thing. It's a delve into, I shouldn't say that so lightly, it's a delve into the natural wild woman nature of all of us, into our inner knowing, our, mother birthing, knowledge giving, mothering nature. And I'm really excited about this book. The reason I picked this book is because I was watching Lauren Toyota talk about books that she's read or something like that, and she mentioned this book, and she seemed to have pretty high praise on it. And so I was like, okay, well, that's the book we need to read. And right now we really need to be connecting with our feminine. The world is in a pandemic. We need to be nurturing and taking care of and really coming into that mothering sense. So let's go a little bit into the introduction. It's only 22 pages, so I'm definitely not going to read the whole introduction. I'm not reading 22 pages out loud. So let's see. Singing over the bones. Wildlife and the wild woman are both endangered species. Over time, we have seen the feminine, instinctive nature looted, driven back, and overbuilt. For long periods, it has been mismanaged like the wildlife and the wildlands. For several thousand years, as soon as often as we turn our backs, it is relegated to the poorest land in the psyche. The spiritual lands of wild woman have, throughout history, been plundered or burnt, dens bulldozed, and natural cycles forced into unnatural rhythms to please others. And that really resonates with me, because for years, for a long, long time, for as long as I've been alive until recently, I have been shoving myself in a box. I have been trying to please other people. I have been forcing down my very empathetic and feeling emotional nature, and I've been trying to put on some kind of stern, bold face. And if you are stern and bold, then that's you, and that's your incarnation of your soul, but that's not mine, and I should not, and I will not be suppressing that anymore. Yeah, so I'm definitely not going to read this introduction. It's too much words. The Wildwoman archetype can be expressed in other terms which are equally apt. You can call this powerful psychological nature the instinctive nature, but wild woman is the force which lies behind that. You can call it the natural psyche, but the archetype of the wild woman stands behind that as well. You can call it the innate, the basic nature of women. You can call it the indigenous, the intrinsic nature of women. In poetry, it might be called the other, or the seven oceans of the universe, or the far woods, or the front. In various psychologies and from various perspectives, it would perhaps be called the id, the self, the medial nature. In biology, it would be called the typical or fundamental nature. But because it is tactic, prescient, I don't know that word, and visceral among cantadoras, it is called the wise or knowing nature. It is sometimes called the woman who lives at the end of time, or the woman who lives at the edge of the world. And this criatura is always a creator hag or a death goddess or a maiden in descent or any number of other personifications. She is both friend and mother to all those who have lost their way, all those who need a learning, all those who have a riddle to solve, all those out in the forest or in the desert wandering and searching. In actuality, in the psychoid, unconscious, ineffable layer of psyche from which this phenomenon emanates, Wildwoman has no name, for she is so vast. But since this force engenders every important facet of womanliness, here on earth she is named many names, not only in order to peer into the myriad aspects of her nature, but also to hold on to her. Because in the beginning of retrieving our relationship with her, she can make to smoke in an instant. By naming her, we create her a territory of thought and feeling within us. Then she will come, and if valued, she will stay. I am really excited about this book. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be very empowering. It's kind of long. We have publisher's notes, author's notes, an index, acknowledgements, bibliography, notes, addendums afterwards. How many pages are you? Afterward. Oh, here we go. It is 503 pages. We can do that. We can get through this. I want to really quickly read about her really quick. Clarissa Pincola Estes, PhD, internationally recognized scholar, poet, and cantadora, keeper of the old stories in the Latina tradition, is a senior Jungian psychoanalyst. Oh, Jungian, like Jung, like, okay, yeah. Who has practiced and taught for 25 years. She is the former executive director of the C.G. Jung Center for Education and Research and has a doctorate in intercultural studies and clinical psychology from the Union Institute. For her lifetime of writing and social activism, she is a recipient of the Las Primeras Award from the MANA, the National Latina Foundation in Washington, D.C. Okay, so today is the first Sunday of May. I will be coming on here every Sunday and uploading a video for the reading for the first week. Let's just do an easy chapter 1, the stories. So this is set up in chapters, and then each chapter has like a big theme. So the first theme is the Howl, Resurrection of the Wild Woman, and then there are 2 stories within it. La Loba and the 4 Rabinim. So for week 1, and since I'm sure some of you are going to be still getting the book, let's just do chapter 1, the Howl, La Loba and the 4 Rabinim. It is 15 pages. All right, well, I really am excited to be sharing my love of reading and my newfound love of activating myself as a woman and a woman of this world. And until next time.